today I'm going to be talking about my monthly favourites for February, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, then just keep watching. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here then hello and welcome. So today it is, wow, we're almost at the end of February already, so we're close into March. And yeah, this is my monthly favourites. A quick disclaimer, I have my baby, I'm holding him right next to me because he's being a bit of a pain in the bum today, so if I put him down anywhere he just starts moaning, and of course I just wanted to film this but he's not in shot, so it's totally fine. So yeah, I have a couple of makeup bits. I have two films that I want to talk about as well. I won't go into like great lengths into talking about them because obviously it's a bit different on my channel, but yeah, February has been like an okay month. It's obviously a shorter month in the year, but there's still a lot of things that I've been trying, and my channel has been very slow this month. I don't know what it is, but I'm still grateful for everyone watching and anyone who's subscribed and stuff like that. So the first two films I want to talk about, well, the first film I want to talk about is Becoming Led Zeppelin. So I am so excited to talk about it because basically, in case you guys are not aware or if you don't really know me as well, Led Zeppelin are my favourite band of all time. They have been my favourite band since I was about 16, so it's been over 20 years that I've been a fan of theirs, and it was recently released of like a documentary about them. So this film is like I think it's like 5 years in the making, and they've recently just brought it out because they had distribution, and I didn't think that the UK were going to get a showing of it, but they were showing it in the London IMAX, which is essentially like the biggest screen. I don't think it's the biggest screen in Europe, but I think it's the biggest screen in London for sure. And so yeah, my baby and my husband had a boys' afternoon, and then I went to the screening, and it was amazing. I mean, I bought the ticket ages ago because I was like, I don't want it to sell out. I want to go to a good showing just because I don't want it to be too late or anything like that. So I went to the first showing, and it was sensational. Like they interviewed the three remaining guys of the band because their drummer had died in the 80s, hence why they split up. But this was essentially about their first two albums and then coming together, and seeing some of my favorite music on a screen that big just blew me away. I obviously got very emotional because they were playing some of my obviously songs that really mean a lot to me as well, and yeah, it was an amazing experience. I will definitely be buying it on Blu-ray if they do release it, because again, it took them a while to actually get distribution, and a lot of people are kind of umming and ahhing about it because it's not a lot of information that's kind of not known online. But to be honest, they had an interview with the drummer that had never been shown before, which was insane because like I mentioned, he passed away in the 80s, and so this footage is obviously quite special and the audio is very special, and so yeah, that was like the first thing that I kind of like was just so happy about this month. It's been like just amazing just listening and seeing the visuals on screen because I hadn't seen anything that big. Obviously just stuff on my television is, you know, the only stuff that I've seen of them in that big of a capacity. So yeah, that was the first thing that I really enjoyed this month. And then the second movie is Conclave. So I recently watched it on Amazon Prime, and this year I've kind of been watching a lot of the awards ceremonies because I've been so intrigued as to who's winning what. And I mean, a lot of it is very similar and it's very samey, and I haven't watched everything, which is a bit weird why I'm watching the awards ceremonies when I've only watched less than a handful of some of the movies. But I really want to watch Conclave because it's got an amazing cast, and in the BAFTAs it won Best Movie. And so I thought to myself, you know what, on Amazon Prime it was to rent at the time for like £5, and I thought, you know what, I really want to watch it, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't like the ending. I'm not going to spoil the ending. I'm not going to tell you guys the ending because it's a bit of a weird one, and it's quite a difficult thing to explain. Like I was explaining it to my husband, and he was like, yeah, okay, I think, yeah, I get it. But it was just my description of things are so bad. But I really enjoyed it, and I hope it wins a few things this year. I hope it wins Best Film because the competition going up against it is a bit strong. I don't want to talk about Emilia Perez because I haven't seen it, and plus I know it just looks like absolute trash. All the all the videos that people are making on YouTube make me laugh, because it just makes me want to watch it even more, but I really don't want to waste 2 hours of my life watching just absolute shit. So if you have seen it, let me know, because I'm very intrigued. And I know I shouldn't call it shit if I haven't seen it, but I trust a lot of people that I watch, and if they don't like it, I probably will not like it myself. If you want to watch like Conclave, it's, you know, it's a bit of a slow burn if that's your type of film, but everyone in it is amazing. I really enjoyed watching it. It's got slight bits of humor in it, which I was a bit surprised about for a movie that's about the Pope and, you know, finding a new Pope and everyone being quite bitchy about each other and everything. It's great. I really enjoyed it. So if you're looking for a movie that's kind of, you know, a bit slow but really well executed, I highly recommend Conclave. So let's go on to some makeup. So we're talking about over 5 minutes about non-makeup related stuff, so I'm going to kind of go in the realm of what I would normally, how I would normally apply my makeup. I don't have like a full face version, like I don't have foundation, I don't have like brow stuff, and I've got like one lip stuff. So this month is a little bit scarce when it comes to a lot of different things, because like I've mentioned, I really slow down on my purchasing because I just simply can't afford to buy so much stuff. And I was kind of gifted one or two things that I will talk about. So the first thing I'll talk about is complexion, of course. So this was a little duo that I got from Elf. So this is the Thirst Burst drops and the bronzing drops. So of course you can buy these individually, but this was a little set that you can get on the Elf website, and I think it was about £10 for these two, which is great because I know individually they're about £10-12 each. And I got one of these for free as like a sample tester by Elf, but I actually purchased this beforehand and I've been using them together. And I even used the bronzing drops by themselves. I've just dropped it, and the bronzing drops by themselves today, and I do like it. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of bronzing, and the bronzing drops are there to kind of warm up my skin a bit, because sometimes my foundation can be a little bit pale. So, you know, I think with this product especially, a little goes a long way. I've just noticed I've got Elmo creeping in the background. But yeah, if you want a product that is quite light, quite hydrating, and you do want to try a bronzing drop, I do feel like the Elf one is a good starting point, because obviously they're duping Glow Recipe, which, you know, one day I might try. It's not on the top of my list, especially price wise. Like, I like Glow Recipe, their skincare is brilliant, but I just simply can't afford to buy a lot of their stuff. And I really want to try their blushes. If you have tried their new blush, let me know, because they look gorgeous. But yeah, the two products are really nice, especially this is very hydrating. It's a nice starting point for your skincare routine or like makeup routine. You only need a little bit. Like, you can add it into a foundation, or you can add it just simply by itself, and it works really well. So next, primer. We have I think I might have spoken about this before, I can't remember, but I am part of a NYX community, and I won a competition to get these two. And like I mentioned, I have used the face glue before. I use it so much on my reels and my TikToks and stuff like that, but I also got the setting spray. I was going to wait till last, but I kind of got them together, so I might as well talk about it together. But the setting spray I've been using a lot recently, and I've been really enjoying it. On at the weekend, I went to a birthday party for my friend's son's first birthday, and I was expecting to be quite active, running around with my little baby. Not, he can't walk or anything, but just to like play and stuff like that. But the thing is, I didn't really do much. I just sat a lot of it. But it was a bit of a warmer day, and my, you know, normally when it's a warmer day, my face will literally melt off. But when I use the setting spray, it really looked after my skin. It really helped my makeup stay on, essentially, which is the whole purpose obviously of a setting spray. And of course, I don't really use, I haven't really purchased a lot of setting sprays recently because I have so many, and I haven't really been out to like kind of set my skin in, if that makes any sense. So if I use any makeup to do my videos, it's literally coming off like in a couple of minutes, so I don't really have to like use a setting spray. So ones that I have, I've been using as I go along, but this is obviously a new addition and I've been enjoying it. So together, this kind of face glue like collection I've been really enjoying. So let's go on to concealer. So this is by Revolution. So this has a metallic tip to it, so I have done a couple of videos again on my reel, on my TikTok and stuff like that, using it. I love how it cools my under eyes. Like, I'm not getting a lot of sleep and my under eyes have always been quite puffy, to be honest. Like, they've always looked quite deep and droopy, but I really enjoy how this works, especially under my under eyes. I know as a concealer it's fine, like I don't really conceal much at the moment, thankfully, because I don't really have a lot of acne. But to cover up my redness, I just mainly use my foundation. But when I use this under my eye, again, it feels amazing. I like to set it down with like a brush, so it kind of goes in really, really deep. I mean, I can use a sponge as well, but I've mainly been using brushes a lot recently. So, you know, throughout my makeup, I like to kind of go in between brushes or a sponge and this and that. I kind of am using a lot of brushes at the moment, which is perfectly fine. So again, I use the shade Fair Cool, and it is nice and brightening, and I think it does quite a good job when it comes to brightening my under eyes. Like, it's not super bright. I'm not into the whole like bright and pink. So next, let's go on to bronzer, and actually, yeah, bronzer and blush by Revolution. So I did a full video using all these products if you want to see how they work, basically. But yeah, a few of these Revolution products were kindly gifted to me by Revolution, so it's not an ad, I'm just kind of telling you guys that I got it from them. But I have been really enjoying them. Like, there's stuff in there that I didn't like, and I would tell you guys that 100%. So I have the shade Sand in the bronzer, and then in the blush I have Sundown Spice. Now, Sundown Spice is too deep for me, and that's my own fault, because again, I like to pick up products that are very deep for some bizarre reason. But you know what, hence, not even just talking about the color, but the pigmentation on them are outstanding. Again, it's super duper like bright and over the top when it comes to the blush, but I now realize to put on a small amount, and a little will go a long way. With the bronzer, you have to build it up a bit, so it's not like a straight away boom. And I think that's what I like about kind of bronzer contour stuff, that it's not so heavy, because for me, I like to go in light-handed, because I don't want to use something that will make me look so ashy or kind of over the top straight away, because that is the last thing that I want to do. So let's go on to another blush. So this is by W7. So this is their Blushful Cream to Powder Blusher. So this is reminding me of the new Rare Beauty blush that's going to be coming out soon. I mean, we haven't got it yet, so I have no idea how it will compare. But using this by itself in the shade Fiery, I got this from a beauty outlet for a couple of quid, and I mean, W7 is very, very affordable. I don't know if this is duping anything. I haven't really tried any cream to powder products recently, but I really like it. It's very buildable. It's quite a like 2 or 3 shades, so I don't think the shade range is amazing, but I do feel that the product itself is really, really good. I like how buildable it is, how kind of quickly it kind of goes to powder, so when you're tapping it in, it almost feels like you've just used the powder instead of a cream. So I use a brush with it, and it just taps on, and you have to build it up a little bit, but it is a beautiful product. The next blush I have is by L'Oreal. So this is the Lumi Le Liquid Blush. This is in the shade, let me see if I can find the shade name, which is called Glowy Warm Peach. So I got this with the illuminating moisturizer primer thing, whatever it is, on TikTok shop. So they had it together. I think I got it for like maybe 15-18 pounds for the both of them, and the blush I've only recently just started to use. I do really like it. It's kind of I would probably, you know, if I can't be bothered to use a highlighter, I will definitely use this by itself, and it will give you a gorgeous glow. There are a couple of shades that you can use, and I think with the bundle, the prices does change on TikTok shop quite frequently. I think sometimes you can get them for 18 pounds, which I think is a bargain, because I think by itself this is like 11 pounds, and then like the brightener is no, the kind of like bronzing whatever it is primer thing is, I would say, probably $10.99 by itself anyway. So yeah, this has been like stunning. The doe foot is massive, but you do need a little bit to kind of get it going, so it's not crazy pigmented. It's just a beautiful blush, and that's what I need because I love blushes so much. They're like my favorite step. So let's go on to eyeshadow. I only have 2 eyeshadow palettes this month because I really haven't purchased any eyeshadow palettes, and I don't need any more, to be honest. But the reason that I got these 2, so the first one is by Revolution. I don't know why the plastic is sticking out of it, but this is the Forever Flawless Cherry Rebel. So this was part of the order that I did with Revolution, and this is such a gorgeous selection of like red tones, and you've got a couple of brownie tones as well. And I did a really nice look, so his dummy just fell down, a really nice look on this palette, and I really enjoy it. It is not the craziest like amazing palette, but it's like £12, and to be honest, Revolution always been like quite hit and miss for me when it comes to their eyeshadows. But then recently, like when they come out with their kind of Patrick Tar dupe and their other part of that range, I've been enjoying them so much, and that's why I thought, let me pick this up. I mean, it's that kind of old school tin like case that I love, and again the shimmers are gorgeous, and the mattes are very buildable, very blendable, a nice shade selection as well. And then the other palette is no surprise, but it's my tinted palette by Jolie Beauty, and I'm not going to open this up because it'll probably take about 10 minutes one-handed, but I'll put up a picture of the shades. And I have been enjoying this palette so much. I really enjoy it. It's probably the most expensive palette that I've purchased in a while. Like the Patrick Tar one, I used like a gift voucher for, so I didn't use my own money. But when it came to this palette, I really wanted it, and I hadn't tried a Jolie Beauty one before. But when it comes to this palette, it's a big size, so it's quite a big size. I've had to put them down anyway. It's such a gorgeous palette, and all the colours like just resonate with me so much. Like the reds and a couple of the purples and the nudier tones are stunning. And you know what, it is a bit more pricier than what I have purchased recently, but you know what, I feel like it's a palette that I'm going to be using for quite a while. It's quite a like universal time of the year that I can use this palette, and it's right on my street. It's such an alternate kind of palette that I love, which is me all over. I'll try and put up like a picture and stuff that I have been using, but yeah, I've just been really enjoying this palette. It's stunning. And then I have one more product that I want to talk about, and that is by Refy. So this is the Blur Liner Crayon in the shade Plum. So this is essentially like a lip liner slash kind of, not really a lipstick. Like you can use it all over, but it's not very like overly pigmented, if that makes any sense. It's very buildable. It's not a product that you it's like a one and done. I kind of feel like you can use a lip gloss over it, or essentially use it as a lip liner to kind of build up, and then use a lipstick over it or anything like that, just to give it a bit more life to it. It is, I think, about £16, which a little bit more expensive for essentially like a lip liner, but I think Refy have got some gorgeous products. I really want to try some more bits, but again, price wise, it can wait. And they're always kind of coming out with new stuff. So that was essentially all of my products that I've been enjoying in February. Let me know what you have been enjoying. Are any of the products here that I've spoken about today kind of resonate with you? Have you picked up anything? And yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I actually get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there, and appreciate you sitting down listening to me ramble on. Hope to see you very soon. Bye bye.